Ethan walked into the bedroom and froze. His wife lay asleep, her head resting on the bare chest of another man. The air was dense with the weight of betrayal. Silently, Ethan opened the nightstand drawer and flicked off the safety on his handgun. He didn't speak. Instead, he delivered a swift, jarring kick to the bed frame. The man bolted upright, terror flashing across his face, but before he could react, Ethan's fist met his jaw with a sickening crack, knocking him out cold. Clara shrieked, clutching the bedsheets to her chest. "It's not what you think," she stammered, her voice trembling. Ethan's eyes gave nothing away. His voice was like ice, tightly controlled and flat. "You have 5 minutes to leave this house. If you're still here after that, neither of you walks out." Earlier that evening, as rain gently pattered against the cobbled driveway, Ethan had parked his sleek black car in front of the Zurich townhouse they once called home. What used to be a place filled with warmth and laughter now stood as a haunting shell. He adjusted his tie, the day's stress still clinging to him. Though it was nothing compared to the unease gnawing in his stomach. Something didn't feel right. The house was silent when he walked in. No music. No greeting. Just the faint scent of vanilla candles hanging in the air. He called Clara's name, but no reply came. As he climbed the stairs, each step felt heavier. A slow descent into dread. Then he saw them. In that instant, his world collapsed. Rage, sorrow, disbelief all surged at once. Every shared moment felt hollow now. A lie. Yet Ethan didn't erupt. He stayed composed. Even while breaking inside, he kept his control. He retrieved his firearm and braced himself for the confrontation. After throwing the man out and turning a deaf ear to Clara's desperate apologies, he gave her a final command: "Leave." "You made your decision," he said, refusing to look at her as she scrambled to pack her things. The following days were a haze. Sleep evaded him. Questions circled endlessly. But Ethan was more than a wounded husband. He was a tactician. A man of planning and patience. He channeled the pain into something more potent. Retribution. He began with Lucas Reinhardt, a low-tier salesman with inflated ambition and a messy trail of secrets. Ethan hired a private investigator who quickly uncovered a cache of dirt, financial skeletons, shady deals, and another hidden affair. Then came Clara. Ethan knew her intimately. She was easily drawn to sentimental gestures, dramatic reconciliations. He used that knowledge. Slowly, methodically, he began luring her back in. Tender notes. Unannounced flower deliveries. Promises of second chances. The illusion of forgiveness was a mask he wore well. Eventually, Clara gave in. Over a candlelit dinner, Ethan handed her a box. Inside, the diamond necklace she used to cherish. Her eyes brimmed with tears. "You mean this?" she asked, touched. Ethan smiled warmly. Everyone deserves another shot. But every act of kindness was a calculated move in his carefully laid trap. Clara never suspected that behind the affectionate words and thoughtful gestures was a storm building quietly, set to destroy both her and Lucas. Ethan had been laying the groundwork in silence. Lucas's career and reputation were crumbling, brick by brick. Clara grew uneasy, constantly glancing over her shoulder, unaware Ethan was orchestrating her unraveling. Anonymous tips reached Lucas's employer and his creditors. Ethan had fed the investigator the exact information to make sure the damage was permanent. The first time he submitted a tip, his hands trembled. One slip, and he'd be exposed. The investigator warned him. Lucas was connected to dangerous people. But Ethan was too far in to stop. Then one night, as he pored over documents, his phone lit up with a chilling message. "Stop while you can." Fear prickled, but he pushed it aside. Within weeks, Lucas lost everything: his job, savings, reputation. With chaos swirling, Ethan staged his final act. He planned an elegant gathering under the guise of celebrating a fresh beginning with Clara. The event was luxurious. Guests arrived in style. Clara's excitement was palpable. She believed in the fantasy of their restored love. As the night unfolded, Ethan took the microphone. Sweat dampened his palms. His heart pounded. He looked out over the crowd of familiar faces. Clara beamed from the front row. The room buzzed with anticipation, then fell silent. Ethan began speaking, thanking guests and hinting that the night wasn't just about celebration. It was about the truth. Behind him, A large screen flickered to life, revealing private, incriminating photos of Clara and Lucas. Shock rippled through the crowd. Gasps, murmurs, disbelief. Clara turned ghostly pale. Ethan remained calm, thanking her for the pain and the clarity it brought, before offering a final goodbye and stepping off the stage, leaving Clara broken in front of everyone she knew. In the weeks that followed, he filed for divorce. Their home was sold, and Clara's prized designer wardrobe was donated to charity. The proceeds went into a mentorship program Ethan had long dreamed of launching for aspiring entrepreneurs. Clara reached out repeatedly, calls, messages, even showing up at his office with a tear-stained letter. Ethan refused to engage. When that failed, she tried smearing his name, claiming he had been unfaithful. But no one believed her anymore. Her credibility was in tatters. Lucas faded into obscurity, disgraced and discarded. Ethan wasn't done though. Through legal proceedings, he ensured Clara's rare art collection was auctioned, and funneled the funds into his mentorship initiative. She lost her job soon after, following a string of anonymous tips Ethan had sent her employer. An internal investigation sealed her fate. Every time Clara tried to stand, she fell harder. Her once glamorous life now reduced to fragments. Friends vanished. Opportunities dried up. She was a shadow of herself. Ethan, on the other hand, was reborn. He poured his energy into his work, his vision, and his new beginning. Standing on the balcony of his high-rise apartment, the city sparkling below, he felt something he hadn't in years: peace. What started as vengeance had become something else. It wasn't about destroying them anymore. It was about reclaiming his life, finding strength, and rising from the ashes. He understood now that true freedom doesn't come from revenge. It comes from release.